स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaय te namaha. Yesterday we saw Yam's eyes were moist with tears, and we saw what is awakening of divine love. When divine love awakens, we saw what state a person enters. Then we saw intellectual awakening, and we were discussing the spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is precisely going beyond the barrier of mind. Whatever we have thought of, conceived till today, what all we have understood, what all thinking process goes on in us continuously is only play of mind. Beyond mind, we have not gone any time. Not only in this life, even in the previous lives. Because even one glimpse beyond the mind would make you aware of the divine forever. Even if you were to take Ramamukti and be not with a body and continue your sadhana, then also the spirit begins with the spiritual awakening. So we see with the spiritual awakening, we enter into a higher state of existence where we are videha, we don't have a body. We are living in a body like living in a car. When you enter into Vijnanamaya Kosha, crossing the Manomaya Kosha, first time you will experience your existence independent of body. From Deha Bhava, we go to Jiva Bhava. From that day, when you come down from that meditation, the deep meditation called Samadhi, when you come down, you will see that you are totally in waking state. You are totally separate from the body, as much as you are asleep and you are unaware of the body. The I sense, I am this body now. This I shifts from body to something else within. I don't know who am I, but I know I am not this body. This much of awareness, this is called Dhi Prachodana also. Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Same thing in Bhakti Yoga, they call it blooming of the heart. Hridaya Kamala. In various paths, we adopt various expressions to indicate the same status of entering into Vijnanamaya Kosha, crossing. First time you will understand, or in case a small hint is given, you will be remembering your past lives. Buddha seems to have remembered 500 past lives. Normally 2 or 3 past lives, because our association with the world and where we lived, something link must you get to remind you, to awaken your past experiences, and it won't be with you. It will be in the cloud. It will be in the divine. So you are something seeing, something indicating you of your past life. Suddenly the picture from just like from internet you download from the nature. It automatically makes you aware of but a link must be necessary. A link. Suppose you have been to some house or you lived in some house and you go there, you see a tree, oh, I was here, I'm playing here. Whole life, one by one incident, whole life comes into picture. Like that, a few lives you may remember, but the main thing is, you are with the spiritual awakening, you disconnect from the body, the I sense with the body shifts to something else within, and mine will remain, my body will remain. Mine will give not so intense pain if something happens, but it gives pain. The mindness gives pain. Till then, it is I am wounded, I am experiencing pain. My leg is paining, no. Pain is I and identify with the pain. Whereas after spiritual awakening, you will see that it is like your child has got sick. Your child, not neighbor's child. Your child, when it is sick, you start weeping, not because it has happened to you, but it has happened to your child. Like car, somebody throws a stone at your car and your glass breaks. You are not car, yet how much it pains. It pains as if he would have better thrown the stone at me rather than my car. So much mindness will give pain. So if something happens to body, his mind weeps. Mind also is witness, body also is witness. That's why Sri Ramakrishna used to tell in the last days, in the cancerous pain, now and then, muhur, he is entering into samadhi, and now and then coming down, let the body and mind take care of each other, I am in bliss. So that status of ours, wherein we see, this is what happens, spiritual awakening. And once you enter, a few times going and coming will make the inner path clear, and you enter into a space called Chidakasha. In Chidakasha, you will see the vision, you will get the vision, direct seeing God, meeting God. And it is called Savikalpa Samadhi. In Savikalpa Samadhi, you get direct experience of God. Just like I and you are sitting and talking, much more reality. This is false world. False, we are seeing each other. There when you compare, when you are in dream, as long as you are dream is true. Once you wake up, you will understand dream was false. Like that, when you wake up from this, when you enter into Samadhi, you will see that all this was a play going on. It was some other's play and I was participating in it. So that much of difference will be there. Anyway, this is the whole essence of the spiritual awakening. Then it leads to it's a different subject. We will not discuss much. We will enter into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the impersonal aspect of God we experience. That is the ultimate experience, because beyond one there cannot be anything. The ultimate it's called ultimate because not it is end. It is ultimate because beyond one nothing is there. Everything becomes one. No duality is perceived. So that state, up to there we go, and we can experience God in various other ways also. After coming down also, it is endless. Then there is awakening, we are passing through various awakenings that happens in our life. Then Viveka awakening is there. Just like intellectual awakening makes you understand the scriptures at intellectual level, everything becomes clear. What is Upanishad is telling? When Ranganatha Munanji Maharaj or Tapasyananji Maharaj used to explained to us, we used to wonder, Appa, what this thing he has opened up and shown to us? Just the various people, how they understand. A statement of Swami Vivekananda, how a student understands, how a old person, how a Christian understands, how a Islamic person understands, how a Advaitin understands, how a Dvaitin understands that statement. Versatile. Then we used to wonder, what is the depth of his knowledge? What is this? Understand. Then intellectual awakening. Many have this intellectual awakening, but apart from intellectual awakening, there is spiritual awakening in them. Much before the spiritual awakening, this awakening happens. Just like intellectual awakening gives you the understanding of scriptures and things like that. The saints' words. Like that, you will get, when the Viveka awakens, you will understand the principles governing life. What is life? How I am caught here? How to escape from this? All this pertaining to life, that is pertaining to the intellectual presentation of the reality, spiritual, intellectual awakening. The Viveka is a part of intellect, another aspect of intellect. Yet we differentiate because it is concerned with the life. So, what should I do? What should I not do? Not because scripture says or somebody says. I see the consequences, and then the whole thing, I am developing dispassion through Vairagya. I get dispassion toward the world. There it propels, here it integrates, assembles, separates from the, just like coconut, when it dries up, how it separates from the shell inside, it becomes copra. Like that, you start separating from the world. No hatred, no dislike, no avoiding, no participating, but it is there, fully supported by the, you see the coconut separated. It is safeguard from which it has separated, same thing is guarding it. The shell, it is separated from the shell itself is guarding it. It is moving about within freely, unattached. We have the another seeds, mango seed, and its plum. You can go on hours together. It doesn't leave that. Same, you see, chiku seed. It remains always separate. The moment you open, it will fall down. It is unattached. Mango seed is fully attached. And same, another fruit, chiku is, another fruit is there. Local. Cashew. Its seed is outside, outside the fruit. No question of attachment or detachment. It is beyond the fruit, outside the fruit. So amidst people also you can see, some are attached to the world, family, this, that and all. That very difficult. There are some who are living unattached, nirlipta, but they are living inside. So this is the, when Viveka awakens, it separates you, it keeps within, you are doing everything, eating, drinking, earning, feeding, working in the world, but absolutely unattached. Thakur used to tell, smear your hands with oil and then cut open the jackfruit. Otherwise, its sticky milk will, very difficult once if it gets stuck to the hands, very difficult to remove. Those who have done, they know. It doesn't go. So, like that, this viveka, awakening, separates you from, and within yourself you integrate. We have multiple personalities in us. With each person I am a different person. With father I am different, mother I am different. With my family I am different. In front of God I am different. So many personalities are together here. Each time a face will come up. When some person whom I dislike comes in the front, how the face turns, you see. Whom I like comes, it will completely change. Means how many personalities are there. All these, when you see a saint, he is same everywhere. Wherever he is, in front of the world he is same, in front of God he is same, when he is alone he is same, when he is in front of family also he is same. No changes. This integration takes place with the awakening of the viveka. Medha also we have seen, I think, yesterday. Medha awakening. Then, what else awakening is there? Tejas. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. There is what is called Tejas, Tejasvi, Tejas. Tejas also is a special gift like, or it awakens. You see, you utilize whatever is provided to grow further. Whatever you give, he is just whatever is available. Suppose a person is staying in the ashrama, whatever, his attention doesn't go to what is not needed. Like ant, it will be whatever you put a little sugar in the sand or mud. You put the same sugar with ash and keep. It will remove only sugar, separate the sugar and take away. It is not worried about. Highest one person, highest power, which doesn't see any defect, anything but lifts his sunshine. Dirty water, it never sees the dirt. Only water it takes and makes it cloud. It evaporates. It wants water alone. All the dirt will remain. It will not go on fighting with the dirt. It just evaporates. Like that. He utilizes everything and starts climbing. Whatever is available. Somebody is teaching something, run and go and sit and learn. If something is there, whatever is available, he will utilize. There was one boy in our Kankal ashrama in Haridwar, long back. In 80s when I went, I saw him in the hospital. A small boy, somebody has brought and left, maybe 2-3 years, little more, 3 to 5 years old. They have brought and left in front of the ashrama and gone away. It's a hospital center. He is weepingly sitting. The watchman came and told in the afternoon, one boy is sitting there weeping. Then Swamiji went and saw that boy is there. He asked, who are you? Why are you here? I want food. He started weeping. I want food. I am hungry. I want food. I am hungry. मुझे भूख लग रही है. मुझे भूख लग रही है. Rona. That's all. He doesn't, who are you? Who brought you here? He doesn't. We have to inform police and told the police people, we will keep him here. Anybody comes, they can claim and take. Otherwise, hospital huge, this one. Then he was, what work to give him? Swamiji said, if you don't work, we will not keep you. You have to do some work. He was given sweeping. He cannot sweep. With 2 hands he will lift the broomstick and bring. But he was given that. Prayer hall he has to sweep, and outside the prayer hall daily. There he must see that everything is clean. After 1 year, he was given the work of wiping the prayer hall and all that. And that Swami took personal interest to teach him English, this, that, little by little. He was not sent to the school, but Swamiji taught everything. And when he was 8 years boy, he could read, write in Hindi and English, and he started working nicely. Gardening, putting water for the gardens, plucking flowers in the morning. Then when he was about 15 years, he was sent to hospital for making bed ready for patients and all. 15 years means almost 9th standard, 10th standard. He can read nicely, speak in English. And within 2 years, almost 12 years, he was able to clean the wound of a patient, give injections. He was able to read. How he started coming up. Then he was made a full-time, full-fledged nurse, male nurse in the lower this one. And after 3 years as that nurse, he was almost 20 then, he was taken to surgical department, OT, operation theatre, he was nurse. He became so expert. What next doctor wants will be in his hand. He'll go on. And he was so much like that boy, Prana. Observation so much that he can independently do the surgery. Everything by heart. Then he was taken to major surgical department, like heart surgery and all, where sophisticated things are to be operated. Things are there. There also he fared. With the doctors, he would be equally, whatever a doctor can do, he can do. To that extent, reading this, that, all the medical books, sitting and reading. Then finally he was taken to brain surgery OT. Brain surgery. And when I had gone in 1987, I was there for 9 days. A boy had fallen down from a roof while flying kite. He went on back and fell down on the head. His skull was open. There was only one doctor who could operate. And he was the in charge of the OT. And doctor was away. It would take 2.5 hours for him to reach the hospital. When he rang up. He told, I cannot reach. In any case, I cannot reach before 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Then you take care. And that nurse, that boy or whatever you call him, nicely shaved, open the skull and all, what all he has to do, what a neurosurgeon will do. He has done all that, put back the cap, stitched also. And doctor just had to come and sign the register. I have done it. 3 days after he got back the consciousness, that boy. Otherwise it was impossible for him to survive. An ordinary street boy, uncared. So many children come, so many people. How he was able to climb to that status. Only thing he doesn't have a certificate that certifies that he can do the surgery. The whole thing, he can do anything with any patient to that extent. Brain surgery means he knows everything. And you see, at that time there is no anesthetist. From nearby hospital they had to bring one anesthetist and take care of him. Everything was done within, just like magic. This is called Tejas, Tejasvi. So Tejas is something awakens. I have to achieve. And whatever is favorable to him, he will utilize, he will grow, he will develop. So the climbing to higher levels of existence is possible if he has got Tejas, Tejasvi. And then there is Brahma-varchas. Brahma-varchasena namritena swargena. Brahma-varchas means the spiritual, what to say, the energy, you can say. We have got various types of energies in us. The dynamic, kinetic energy coming from the Chaitanya that flows through him is called Brahma-varchas. When he walks, when he sees, when he talks, you can see the expression of the Absolute through him, through his eyes. You can imagine Sita's father, Janaka. Janakas, he was Videha. Sita is called Vaidehi. He never had a body, Deha. Awareness is not there. He is ever in the Brahman. He is, what would be when he walks into the, it was like, when Rama used to come, they say it used to be like thousands suns, S-U-N sun, glowing together. Means every heart would bloom to look at him. Every heart. They wonderstruck, they look at him. That is that Brahma-varchas, the flow of the consciousness which it has become dynamic in him. It is not sleeping somewhere. The Chaitanya has become full of energy, full of strength, full of knowledge, full of devotion. When people used to see Thakur, we don't have proper pictures. You can see the Brahma-varchas flowing. That is awakening of it is like halo. It is like love pouring out. It is like assurance. Yes, I am here. You have nothing to fear. So this is what we see. Various awakenings that, as much as I remember, I could tell you, these are the various awakenings that happens in us. Any other things do you remember? Heart is love. Love and heart are almost same. Pranam, Mahaprana. Prana awakening is there. Pranic awakening. See, the prana, just prana, the term prana means it is energy in a living being. Energy in a living being. The energy in the nature, water is flowing, any movement is there. Any movement anywhere is there, behind that there is energy. Energy means making it move. That energy, in the world we call it energy. In living being, because it is associated with consciousness, I want to drink water, I am going to lift the bottle consciously. If I am unconscious, I cannot lift. I cannot do. I cannot even understand it is there. I am conscious. This consciousness is making this energy work, function. I am seeing because I am consciousness. Consciousness is making me see, hear, talk. Everything is done by the consciousness within. So this energy that is used by the whole bodily existence, blood circulation is going on. All these are play of energy. This energy in a living body which functions is called prana. Simple definition. So, Samanya prana takes care of all things, from digestion to walking, lifting, playing, thinking, laughing, talking, everything, understanding, all things at gross, subtle and causal level, they function. From deep sleep, it wakes you and brings you back to waking state. You imagine the pranas at the subtlemost level. These are the pranas. These are samanya pranas. There is Mukhya prana within. The Mukhya prana, if it awakens, you cannot sit anymore. It longs to realize God. It wants to break all the bonds, cross the nature and go beyond. That real struggle to reach to the energy that is required to go beyond the nature is released when the Mukhya prana awakens. This is also how restless it becomes. I saw a brahmachari when I was in Kamarpukur. Whole night he would be weeping and sitting with a photo. Every day, years after years. Daytime he will be working. He will be almost like unconscious. In the whole night he will spend, sometimes unable to bear the vyakulata, longing. He will come running to my room at night, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, tap the door. I am not able to bear, I am not able to bear. This is awakening of the Mukhya prana. It awakens before the enlightenment. How Buddha, ihasane shushyatu me shariram. Let my body dry up here itself under this tree, Bodhi tree. What a running about he has done before that. Door to door, wherever he hears there is a sadhu who is enlightened, he will run and ask him for knowledge. Whatever he sees, he will do for years. How much leaving the palace, all this happens. So this is awakening of the Mukhya prana. All right. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Tomorrow and day after, I will not